chance to chop it up with your favorite doctor, red light therapy doctor, live here at the Fitness Expo in Anaheim. Carl.
Nice to talk to you. I love it. I love an opportunity to spread the word.
What an amazing crowd they've got today for a Sunday, right?
It's unbelievable.
Talk a little bit about human longevity when it comes to red light therapy, and especially your bed, your red light therapy bed.
You know, I always liken well-being and health like a candle that burns bright all the way from the beginning down to the bottom and then sputters out and dies. And what most people in this country really experience in the last 20 years of their life, they don't do so well. They're more like invalids than they're healthy.
The last 20 years for most people is the worst 20 years of their life. But I've seen people benefit from taking their human longevity seriously. And you have a book where you talk about human longevity. You have a red light therapy bed that is by far and away the Rolls Royce of red light therapy beds. Talk a little bit about what you're helping people do so that they can have an amazing life at the end of their life.
Well, I'll tell you this. I first of all challenge each of you to first, you're no longer allowed to complain. If you try this bed 6 times and don't see a change, then you can complain. But until you've tried the bed 6 times, that's 3 times a week for 2 weeks, that's 12 minutes a dose. After 6 visits, almost nobody, let me say it in a better way, everybody I've noticed experiences change. I'm talking about Parkinson's, dementia, Alzheimer's, multiple sclerosis. I'm talking about any autoimmune disease. I'm talking about just about anything you can think of. We have seen remarkable change. We had a guy that was having a heart attack once, if not twice a week. I'd never heard of that before. And it had been going on for years. So by the time we met him, he had had hundreds of heart attacks. And every time he died, the defibrillator that they had planted in his chest brought him back to life. It would zap him back to life. But in between, he was dying. And by the time we met him, 12 years in, he wasn't doing well at all.
So talk to me about this. I didn't know anything about red light therapy till I met you. And now I've seen you do, if not 50 plus podcasts, maybe even 100 by now. And I've actually seen some of your interviews and your clips. And I've learned through watching those clips a little bit every time. The one thing I know for me is that when I sit in the red light therapy bed that you got, even for like 5, 10, 15 minutes a day, I sleep better that night. Talk a little bit about why is that happening, because I don't know why it's happening, but I'm telling you, if I just do like a little bit, 5, 10, 15 minutes a day, I sleep way better.
No question about it. Better clarity, better sleep, better digestion, more energy, all those things. We're seeing all of that. And I do want to finish the story about this guy having a heart attack. So he gets in the bed for 1 5-minute dose. Normally a dose is 12 minutes. And he goes home that night, again, hundreds of heart attacks. He goes home that night, it was almost 2 years ago. He hadn't had a heart attack since. He's had more treatment, no more heart attack. We did not expect that, but the incredible thing is that that's what happened.
You're learning along the way also a lot
Absolutely.
about red light therapy. You've been doing this for how long now?
Well, I've been a chiropractor for 48 years,
With red light
and
therapy.
I've been involved with light therapy 28 years.
Okay, so during that time frame, I'm 100% sure you've learned things along that journey.
Absolutely. So the first thing I learned is that light, shining a light on somebody can make a difference. The second thing that I learned about 14 years ago, we learned that there's an element of red light that will actually help fat loss, shrink fat cells. So that's
Really?
huge.
That's interesting.
And it's huge. There's not very much more popular in this world than weight loss. You know, from a marketing point of view, it's
Well,
huge.
the 2 biggest things that people look for these days, weight loss and sleep. How can I get good night's sleep?
You can get both of those with this bed.
I know. And by the way, when I do the red light therapy, even though I sleep later at night, I feel so much at ease that for whatever reason that red light puts you in a calm state for even just 15 minutes.
It's all about getting your body healthier. It's all about improving your body in general. And I'm going to go over the mechanism in a minute. But you, like I said, you'd be hard pressed to find any condition that somebody couldn't be helped with.
Yeah, we got plenty of time. Take a drink. By the way, we're here live at the, yeah, well, I'm talking to you. We're live at the U.S. Open Arm Wrestling Championship stage. Over our shoulder, we're watching some of the greatest arm wrestlers wrestle for the top prizes. Talked a little bit about what these arm wrestling guys who have unbelievable shoulder pain, wrist pain, elbow pain. Talk a little bit about what they benefit from.
Any athlete would benefit from getting into bed before their activity, and they'll perform much better. And then they get into bed again, and they will recover much quicker. We call it performance and recovery, and that's why we're in the NBA. That's why we're with Olympic training centers. That's why we have many major athletic facilities throughout the country that feature our bed in those facilities. It's a magnet where people are looking for something like this and they line up to get into bed. So it's a beautiful thing to have in your business. We tell people all the time, but I'm telling you, try it for 6 visits, 3 times a week for 2 weeks. And the way to find out if there's a location closer to you, we have hundreds throughout the country, they just go to the website, trifectalight.com.
Click the link below for the website.
And the try is for the triple effect of face, fat, and healing. So the fine lines and wrinkles, the the under the chin jowl region area, the fat, they're going to look younger. And so that's the face part. Fat, I talked about fat loss, and I'm going to talk about the mechanism in a second. And the last thing is the healing aspect. The people will actually be healed. I have to be careful about using the word healing, but they will do much better after using light therapy. So go to the website, trifectalight.com, go to the Contact Us page. On the left side of that page, we'll find a location closer to you. When you put in your zip code or whatever, we'll find the best location for you. On the right side is an opportunity to buy the bed, to find out if it even makes sense to incorporate either in your business or for home use. We have a home use
Let me ask you a
device.
question. I have neuropathy, and I've noticed when I do the red light therapy, especially my feet, I don't have the pins and needles that I usually have at night or in the morning. What is the benefit to people that have neuropathy? Why is that working for me?
It's all the same answer. So let me go over the mechanism. There are 2 completely separate mechanisms. One is about fat loss, and one of them is about healing. The fat loss is pretty simple. It's only red light. No other color, no other anything. Red light has been shown to make the fat cell wall temporarily more porous. It allows the fat contents to leak out into the surrounding tissue, and then with our unique protocol, remove that fat away from the fat cells, and eventually to the liver for use or elimination. The other completely separate mechanism has to do with the healing aspect. And this has been researched for 50 years. In the 50 years, there's never been a recorded side effect. You couldn't hurt somebody if you tried. And the way that it works, eventually what they realized, and this is more recently, that they realized it stimulates the mitochondria to come back to life. Now the mitochondria is the powerhouse in the body. It's the reason why you breathe oxygen and eat food. It creates this very important molecule called ATP. ATP is the energy currency of the body. So that energy currency makes the difference between healing, makes the difference between life and death, actually. So when someone has really the right amount of ATP, they can do much better. And remember, it affects potentially every cell in the body. So someone with a nerve issue like neuropathy will heal just as easily as someone who has an intestinal problem, or even a brain issue, or even an eye or mouth issue. Everything you can think of from the top of the head to the bottom of the feet can be affected all at the same time, and that's what I wanted to point out. I used to manufacture lasers and face masks and stuff like that. But what we learned was that when you bathe the whole body at the same time, that's what makes the big difference.
So I am a big fan of literally anything that's not medical or medication related healing. I think it's called homeopathic, but I think the more things you can do without taking drugs to heal your body, the better your body is.
Again, I've been a chiropractor for 48 years and I've been exposed to every kind of natural healing, including homeopathy, naturopathy, all these different techniques. I wanted to do the best for my patients, so I always provided